So, talking about rules. Rules are very important, we all know I was happy to follow the rules. But I think at some point everyone have to agree that the rules are working for them. But not all rules will work for everyone, But some people are just against rules. They don't think there should be rules, I have found that a few times, hear people say, I'm not going on about specific circumstances because I don't want to make it about anyone or about a particular situation, but I heard people say, why I have to take the rule, and I always say to them, because I can see there is a struggle for some people to understand that the rules have to be made. They have to be made. Sometimes it's for in the easy way, or sometimes in the hard way they are implemented, or apply. So I can see they are struggling, with to see why. And I always say to them, look, you think that everyone have to just meet the rules. No, maybe they are not exactly the same for everyone, because there is different rules in different countries, in different regions, in different circumstances as well, there is different rules. But wherever you are, rules are area specific, I suppose, in a way. Wherever you are, whoever you are, even you are the queen, you will always have rules in your life that you cannot do whatever you want. Even if you are, as I say, the queen, you cannot do whatever you want all the time. So I always say that to them. It's not because you are less than anyone, but think that everyone, in every situation, they will have to live with the rules, with the legal frame, that they live in. And so I always say that. But then I always, it's true that I think there is a lot double standards as well sometimes, because rules can be, as I say, maybe they are area specific, you work as a waitress, the rules may be very different that is you work, is you're a doctor, I suppose the rules in your job, they are very different, So, I can understand that. But at the same time, I think sometimes there is rules that are for everyone, but some people think they are expecting everyone to work, to stay within these rules, but they maybe haven't been with those rules before, and maybe they are not still with, working with those rules. But sometimes people change because their circumstances, the way they see their life is different, and then they change it, And then they expect everyone else to meet those rules that they weren't able to meet those rules before, but now they are, and they think everyone else should be the same. Again, that's something to be aware of, because if that person, for instance, haven't met those rules before, why they don't think about why they couldn't do it before, is they were in that stage of mind or life, why they don't think other people may be in that situation right now. So it's not that they don't want to meet the rules, but it's that they can. So I always think you have to leave some room for error. Maybe it's no error, it's not the worst, the best word to describe legitimacy, because you're supposed to be within the law all the time, but it's true, it's a clear example that you cannot start banning everything you are not allowed to, you don't like to, or force everyone to live exactly in the way you want to, because that will be impossible. And there is one clear case. I remember when they banned the smokes, and then some people say they banned the smokers on public places, and then some people were saying, "Oh, for me, they will be stopped long time ago," which is okay, I understand. But then they were saying that you shouldn't be able to smoke at all, because I get annoyed when people smoke next to me on the bus stop, and I always think, okay. Fair enough. They shouldn't be maybe smoking next to you, of course, yeah. But at the same time, you cannot ban anything that you don't like it, because if we all ban everything we don't like it, humans wouldn't be able to live, because we get quite annoyed with other people's presence, and ticks. So let's face it, rules are not only there for stopping people for doing things, but also very important, they are as well to protect people, to allow people to do things as well, So let's bear that in mind. There is one case I hear recently, the Bloody Mary was it's a drink. It's a drink, but also it was a queen. Mary. I think his name was Maria. Mary or Maria. Mary or Maria, I say, because his father was British or English. Because I don't think back then Britain exists as it is now. It was different states or countries, and it was England, and independent from the other that are now considered Britain. So I think it was English, but her mother was Spanish. So I'm not sure whether his name was Maria or Mary. It's the same in different languages, but you names in theory. Always there is exceptions. Names shouldn't be, by default, they shouldn't be translated. If my name is whatever it is, I want my name to be the same in every language, So what I was saying, that the example was that her name, she got the name Bloody Mary because she changed the law in a way that she was criminalized. Apparently, from when she started, was 50 different crimes, and they went to 250. So it's like 5 times more crimes, so almost everything was a crime. That was with a death penalty, so people were dying so much, because obviously people were making these crimes, that they have to stop because the population was basically going down, really. which is really quite scary. For I suppose that's the name, Bloody Mary, you know. So yeah, but it's nice. It makes a nice drink as well. Very nice drink. Yeah. So bear that in mind. Yeah. What I was saying is, I want to relate these rules back to last week videos, the last few weeks videos. Yes, once again, I'm gonna mention the C word, and that is coronavirus. One day I will stop talking about coronavirus, hopefully. But why? Because I see on the bus some people don't using the mask. That's I honestly, that's when my part on be tolerable to tolerate shortcomings maybe come into place, or I want to feel that I become I do try to be more tolerable. And I understand not everyone is gonna wear the mask, and I don't think we should expect that. We never should expect one rule to be 100% implemented, 100%. Why? Because in this case, for instance, could be people that maybe they have anxiety problems that are are incremented if they use the mask, or breathing problems as well. People with CP. OPD. Wait a moment, what's the name? CPD. CPD is yeah, CPD. COPD. And I need to do this movement with the hands. People, if anyone have watched the videos before, I explain why, but I have to do it, okay? And that's why I'm doing it. And yeah, we never can expect a role to be met 100%, But we were talking about the mask, not only for that, but because I was saying last week that the mask, apparently there is a doctor that says that it decrease 60% of the risk of getting infected by coronavirus. So, but then last week video was about viral load of the virus, viral load in the air. So the bus is a very good example for this, because it shows that this 60% wearing the mask decrease the risk of getting infected. But I also say that another thing very important about the virus is not to get infected only, because you could get infected in different levels of infection. It depends how much you have been in contact with the virus, because I understand it works as a poison, similar effect as the dose of contamination, the dose of particulates, that you have breathed. Will definitely determine the damage, the internal damage. It wouldn't be the same to go on the bus, someone sneezes and maybe you get a small, very, very, very little amount of that particulars in the air, and you breathe them, is you like the smaller bed, it wouldn't be the same that is the bus is full, the air in the bus is a lot with that viral charge, and you are breathing, as you are in the bus for half an hour and you are constantly breathing that will be, it's work like a poison. Then the body, there is so much poison that can't tolerate or can't fight. So definitely damage will be a lot worse the more you breathe that virus. So that's why one of the reasons they are asking to be the places have to be ventilated, and they are asking to keep the windows open on the buses. And I have to say, I have been in buses that there is no windows, and that's not right, especially because there is buses that are substituting, they substitute trains that are not working, and those buses have no windows, and sometimes the ventilation are not working, which I find that really, really concerning. And they shouldn't do that. They definitely shouldn't do that, because this is replacing something that people will be safe for something that people are not safe. It's traveling more people in a smaller place with no windows and no ventilation. That's not right, okay? And from here, is anyone can hear this, this is definitely a complaint. I'm sorry, I try not to make my videos about really a complaint, a specific complaint, but that's pretty much a complaint. Because it concerns me, and and I've been in those buses and I've been very concerned, very worried, And yeah, we wear the mask, and definitely that's our thing. But still, there is no. It cannot justify to put a bus to substitute a train with no windows and no ventilation. Okay, so just saying. I put out there things that are maybe no ideal. People can't think about that. Okay. And do what they can. Do what they can, because we do what we can. We cannot be asked for more, and that's all I ask. To do what they can. So that will be a very good example about the last video about the viral charge in the air. Is we shut the windows in the bus, and there is no ventilation, and people is sneezing, people that, must be obviously infected with coronavirus, and the air was a lot with that virus, particulates from the sneezing. Definitely the infection will be a lot more harmful, and even lethal. And that's what I was talking in the last video, and in previous videos I talk about how important it is to wear the mask. Not only because that will stop you from being infected, because some people think, well, it's no, I can be infected, so what's the point of the mask? Well, the point is you reduce the likelihood of being infected, but also you reduce the amount of that you have ingested or you have breathed those virus contaminated air, and therefore it won't be the same. It won't be you will stand a chance for your body to fight that amount of contamination rather than a higher dose of contamination, because again, I want to put that analogy very, very clear. It works similarly to poison. The body can fight small amount of portion, but as you keep increasing the amount of those that you're ingesting, the body have a threshold, it will be the point when the body cannot fight that amount of poison, and that's for me coronavirus. Okay, so yeah, how important is that? Talking about rules. So yeah, we all need to see rules not as something that is working against us, but something that is working for us. And not only when the rules are for other people, but to be when they are applying to yourself, they are still working, they can still work for you. And I'm not coming here saying rules are our right, of course not. But for the sake of being against the rule, maybe you are doing a harm to yourself, to the system, but to yourself as well. Because every time you harm the system, you are hurting yourself as well, So that's what I want to talk about before. The video had been split in two videos, I think, because I have to stop for a moment. And but I think I managed with these two videos. I will put part 1 and part 2, and I did it myself today. But the last week it was split. I don't know why my camera just split the videos. I'm not entirely sure. I've been trying with different timings and doing different things like moving the hands as well, but it's still cutting the videos. And I put in 2 parts. I said part 1 for the week and part 2 for the week, and I will do the same with how many parts there is. I maybe should put 1 out of 2 if there is 2 videos, but I maybe should start putting how many there is on the first video, so people say no how many videos is. But obviously, if I haven't say bye in that video, means that there is another video, there is another part. So that's a clue. Yeah. What else? I hope this video is not too, I don't know. Today I have to admit I was feeling slightly flat. I don't know exactly the reason. I really don't know the reason. I've been working very hard. I've been saying that in the previous videos that I've been working quite hard to make for not being able to work so much during the lockdown, and so maybe it's that, maybe my energy, I feel I wasn't well the last few days either, with physical problem. It's nothing to do with any virus or anything like that. It's another part of